Guys, I've discovered that this text is kind of really short, so I'll probably do like three passage reading comprehension today. Okay, so let's get started. Bypass. Most importantly, though, the highway bypass would have disastrous effects on the area's homeowners. As planned, the new road would cut directly through the middle of the Atwood Acres subdivision. Not only would this send more cars through the neighborhood, but these cars could be traveling at much higher speeds, putting children at risk. What is more, homeowners would have to deal with the increased noise and pollution that would result from such a heavily trafficked road. Finally, the new road would cause residential properties to depreciate. This means that families who chose to move away would have to sell their homes for far less than their current value. Given this information and the information presented earlier in this editorial, it is clear that the proposed construction of the highway bypass should be disallowed. A personal letter from a son to his father. It doesn't make sense. The opinion section of a local newspaper. A brochure for prospective homeowners in Atwood Acres. Subdivision. But these cars. To depreciate. Prospective homeowners in Atwood Acres. I am so like in two minds. These two new things. Local newspaper. Prospective owners. Perspective. What does that mean? Oh wait. Look up. So that means potential. Oh. Okay. Imagine that this passage is part of a larger article, whereas this passage is a part of a larger article, where the larger article is paragraph most likely to appear. In the middle, it could appear anywhere. At the end, I think at the end. Because like most importantly, so that's the last point of the larger article, so it is supposed to be put at the end after discussing of all the other points, and we need to focus on the last point most. Depreciate, decrease in value, to accumulate over time. Which of the following pieces of information, if true and added to this passage, would best strengthen the other's overall argument? According to the here. Okay, I passed the test with flying colors. That's a new idiom I've just learned a few days ago, so I want to apply it right in my speaking. So with flying colors, by the way, means that successfully do something. Okay, so let's learn about the Soweto protest. On June 16, 1976, in South Africa, a group of inspired students gathered at their schools in a township called Soweto to protest against the degree that they study in the language of Afrikaans. So, in this case, decree means the order, an official order issued by legal authority. Why would students protest against studying in one of the official languages of their own country? The answer to this question is complicated. The students were Black South Africans, and even though Afrikaans was one of two official languages, it was not their first language. Afrikaans was spoken as a first language by the ruling white elite in South Africa. Many of these white South Africans were members of the National Party who believed that white was superior to blacks. The loss of their apartheid government kept the races apart and consolidated wealth and power in the hands of the white minority. Apartheid even means separateness. Since most black South Africans spoke English instead of Afrikaans, these students saw an order to study in Afrikaans as an order to study in the language of the oppressor. In this case, oppressor means we do have an explanation, right? A person or group that oppresses people. Even students who were not politicized resented the fact that they were struggling in school because they could not understand the language very well, even though they could understand the material. Were not politicized. Politicized mean made political in character, resented, feel bitterness or indignation at a circumstance, action, or person. On June 16th, the students marched toward the stadium where a peaceful rally had been planned. The group, singing freedom songs and carrying signs, grew to over 10,000. 50 policemen were charged with turning the students back when tear gas and warning shots were unsuccessful at dispersing the students. I think dispersing means dismiss or to, shook somebody away. Yeah, it means to break up and to dissipate. The policemen began to fire into the ground. 2 students died that day from police gunfire and hundreds of others were injured. People all over the country, outraged by the treatment of the students, joined in a massive uprising. The shootings in Soweto were the catalyst for protests that spread to over 100 cities in South Africa. Catalyst. In this case, catalyst mean for the older activists who have been fighting the apartheid government in South Africa for decades, this youth uprising brought new energy to the campaign. As young South Africans became involved in the protests, the movement to bring down apartheid grew stronger, though it would be nearly 20 years before apartheid ended. Apartheid, whatever it is. A policy or system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race, especially be used in South Africa. Okay, so let's do the quizzes. Based on the information in the passage, it can be inferred that the students in Soweto were motivated to organize a protest, mostly by shameless. I do know shameless, but I want to check whether or not my thought is correct. So shameless means of a person or the conduct characterized by or showing a lack of shame, with courage, displeasure, unjust or offensive. I think is like upholding or justifying something. Oh, it is actually indignation at a strong displeasure in something considered unjust or offensive. Oh yes, yeah, that's correct. Okay, next one. According to the author, which of the following groups generally spoke Afrikaans as the first language? The ruling white elite members of the National Party, black South African students. So, yeah, definitely the first option is definitely correct, because the people who are the oppressor of the of the South African people will speak that language. But about the National Party, okay, so I think 1 and 2. The other's attitude toward the students who protested in Soweto can be described as perplexed, neutral, admiring, condemning. Okay, so let's see. Adoring, look up. Feeling or expressing deep affection, love, nope, I think. Condemning, oh wait, it means like express complete disapproval of, typically in public or censure. Perplex, I think, is like neutral. There's no admiring. Oh wait, seriously? As inspired. Reinvigorated. I forgot why I always make mistakes in that kind of thing. Okay, I understand. It's not neutral. Informative tone. Completely neutral. Okay. Two main reasons why the students in Soweto protested against speaking Afrikaans can best be summarized as frustration at school, nope, anger at the government and resentment of the teachers, hatred of the police and pressure from their families, school material, outrage over social injustice and frustrations at school, bitterness over racism and anger. Oh my god, why this is so... Okay. The police used tear gas, warning shots, ruler bullets 2 and 3. At the end of the paragraph 3, the other right, the shootings in Soweto were the catalyst for protesters to spread to over 100 cities in South Africa. As used in paragraph 3, which are the following as an example of catalyst. Catalyst means like a motivation. It's like a motivation to awake others and to persuade others to do the same thing as you guys. So yeah, I think that's what I understand about the word catalyst, but let me check. The effect of the young activists on the previous generation of activists can be described as invigorating. I think it's definitely the cautionary, so yeah. I almost passed the test. I know, but I kind of understand this passage really well, but when it comes to answering quizzes, I always miss out some questions. I just don't really know. But okay, let's answer this one. The accidental appliance. Okay, so I think it's about microwave. Alright. Most people have used a microwave oven at some point in their lives. Indeed, almost every modern kitchen contains a microwave. Microwave ovens help save time by allowing you to heat food much more quickly than in a conventional oven. For example, it takes 20 to 25 minutes to cook 4 slices of bacon in the oven. A microwave will cook the same serving in only 3 minutes. A baked potato takes 60 minutes to cook in the oven. The microwave will cook it in 8. Microwaves are faster than conventional ovens because of the way they heat the food. Conventional ovens cook by means of conduction, where the heat passes from the outside of the food to the inside of the food. Microwaves, on the other hand, work in the opposite way. Microwave ovens work by shooting special waves, called, of course, microwaves, through the food. When this occurs, the water molecules within the food begin to move very quickly. As the water molecules collide with one another, they create heat. This heat cooks the food from the inside, speedily transforming your cold plate of leftovers into a steaming hot meal. Although most people are familiar with the useful nature of microwave oven, not many know how it was invented. It might surprise you to learn that the first person to discover the microwave's potential for quick cooking was not looking for a way to warm up his lunch. He was developing war technology. Percy Spencer was a leading American scientist and engineer. During World War II, the United States government hired Spencer to study magnetrons. Magnetrons are high-powered vacuum tubes that produce the microwave radio signals used in radar devices. One afternoon, while Spencer was working on a magnetron, he noticed that the chocolate bar in his front pocket has melted. Curious about what had happened, Spencer set up experiments where he used the magnetron to heat up other foods, including popcorn kernels and an egg. Spencer eventually attached a metal box to the magnetron, thus creating the first actual microwave oven. He filed a patent for the device, originally called a red derringer, in 1945. The first commercially available microwave oven weighed over 750 pounds, stood almost 6 feet tall, and cost about $5,000. In contrast, the average microwave oven today weighs about 30 pounds, stands approximately 8 inches tall, and can be purchased for under $100. Although Percy Spencer did not intend to invent a microwave oven, his inadvertent discovery changed the way many people cook today. Just think, if Percy Spencer had not had a chocolate bar in his pocket that afternoon, we might have never known the joys of a piping hot bag of microwave popcorn. I think that inadvertent mean accidental or unintentional, but let me check. Yeah, my assumption was correct. According to the passage, microwave ovens cook faster than conventional ovens because in food into water molecules? Nope. Is microwave radiation? Nope. Nope. Okay, I think this. Which of the following sentences would fit best if added to paragraph 4? Which one? Oh, so this is about the comparison between the modern and the old microwaves long ago. A patent for the device. A patent means a copyright. Okay. The main purpose of this passage is to inform readers about Percy Spencer, inventor of the microwave oven. Have changed throughout the years? Nope. Oven was first invented about okay, whatever. As you see in the final paragraph, the word inadvertent mostly belongs to which of the following word? It is the. Let me do another one. This one I would definitely pass, okay? Creative mystery. Once upon a time, great artists were considered geniuses. People believed in the idea of artist as a visionary, someone who could see more than others, someone whose inspiration came from a mystical source. Nowadays, however, people tend to dismiss this idea. Contemporary scholars are quick to cite the influence of peers and social context to explain the origin of an artist's ideas. Some even go so far as to claim there is no such thing as original creativity because the ideas by all artistic works are stolen either from artists in the past or the artist's peers. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything is a remix. If Rhonda paints a masterpiece, scholars would assert that this resulted not from her own inspiration. Instead, they would point to other works of art and Rhonda's experience as the reasons why she painted a specific subject in a particular style. They would see her masterpiece as a conglomeration of old ideas put together in a new combination. Conglomeration means a collection of number of things, parts, or items that are grouped together. However, this belief that everything is stolen does not account for how all these factors are combined to create great art. In other words, how does an artist take all of these influences and transform them into a story, song, or sculpture that others will want to steal from one day? This is a question that we cannot answer, reminding us that the process of creativity is still a mystery. By citing the influence of peers and mystical inspiration, the influence of peers 2 and 3. In paragraph 1, we learned that people believed that the artist visionary more than others. Visionary, thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. Inspired. Almost anyone. Various ways of life. I think like in paragraph 2, the other writes that some people claim there is no such thing as original creativity. The other finds fault with this claim insofar as it does not explain how great art is made. A contemporary scholar would most likely look at a painting of flowers and